Joe Budden has criticized Logic's tearful interview with his father about his childhood trauma, saying he wanted to smack the rapper. During the latest episode of his self-titled podcast, Budden spoke about Logic's emotional conversation with his dad Robert Bryson Hall Sr. and slammed him in a lengthy tirade. "I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for the people that feel they have to speak down on their parents, 'cause they have resentments," Budden began. "And if you want to do that, you don't have to do that on camera for the sake of content. I think Logic has a lot of that self-hate inside of him and it comes out in these weird ways. I wanted to smack Logic for talking to his dad like that. I see that shit and pray for him." Budden then addressed Logic's mixed-race background. "I didn't need this interview to know that Logic hates his dad. You have no problem leasing the blackness that dad gave you even though, by your admission, you and dad are not close. So now you think it's comfortable for you to sit in front of your black father's face and say, Nga. You think you got a lot of passes that I don't believe you to have." That's how a lot of his music comes off to me. My beef with Logic is his internal identity crisis that he has with himself. He also called Logic a fucking weirdo and claimed his story about his father asking him for $850,000 to buy a house was a crock of shit. Last week, Logic conducted an emotional interview with his father about their family history on his podcast Logically Speaking. Addressing his dad's past crack addiction, the DMV native said while sobbing, "There's a part of me that has grown and developed mentally, but there is still that little boy that's still waiting on the curb for his dad." He added, "I waited every weekend and you never showed up. You always said that you would. I look at my son and I think how much my son means to me. I'm a man of my word today, because you aren't. I want you to know that it really hurt, and I just want to ask, what is it like as a man who used a substance that would allow you to make that little boy wait forever? Was it worth it?" His father replied, "It felt like being in hell. It felt like having something control me. Like Rick James said, cocaine's a hell of a drug. I was young, self-centered and stupid as fuck, but if I knew then what I knew now, my life would probably be different." Logic and Joe Budden have had issues in the past, with the podcaster criticizing him for airing family issues in public just last year. In turn, Logic called Budden a hurt man for his repeated criticism